Hi, it's Mrs. Sanford again. So I had to come up with an idea of how to work on your speech when we can't get together. So you were doing so great that I just know that you're able to do some activities and you can talk for about a minute and you can do it using your best speech sound. So way to go, keep it up. So we did a bunch already and now we're gonna do another set of activities. Remember, you're going to talk for about a minute. You're going to use your best speech sounds. If you don't feel like doing this all at once, you don't have to. Don't forget to press pause and don't just listen to me rattle on. This is about you. So I expect you to press pause about 10 times at least during this video and practice your speech. Okay, our first item here is a golf club. So I want you to talk to me about golf. Do you know how to play golf? Do you know what's involved? Have you ever played golf? Do you know anybody who plays golf? So if I had to talk on this subject, I would say that I have never golfed 18 holes or even 9 holes on a big golf course. I've tried and I'm not real good at hitting the ball a long way, but I do like going miniature golfing. And if I had to talk for a minute, I'd tell you about the last time I went with my nieces and my nephews and my kids. It was super hot that day, and I can't wait for it to be hot again. Okay, moving on, I want you to talk about a favorite thing. Talk about a favorite gift that you've gotten in the past year. I want to tell you about this. This is kind of like show and tell. This is a little figurine that my neighbor gave me. I love children's books. And I am kind of done getting children's books for my kids because they're on to chapter books and I miss the picture books. So I like to always be on the lookout for good books for my students. So I go to the library and I get a whole ton of books and I pick out my favorites and I bring them to my little neighbor girl. So she gave me this for Christmas. It is a book fairy because I told her that I am her book fairy. And it kind of does look a tiny bit like me, doesn't it? Maybe on a super good hair day and if I ever got contacts to work for me. But yeah, isn't that a cute gift? I love it. All right, the next thing we're going to talk about is food. Now, you're probably thinking that I'm not a very healthy eater, but whatever. Think what you're going to think. My family loves macaroni and cheese. So I could tell you all about how to make macaroni and cheese because I make it probably once a week or so for lunch. First you boil some water, then, you get the idea. I want you to tell me how to make macaroni and cheese, or if you guys don't make it at your house, tell me how you make or what you've seen your mom or dad do in the kitchen. All right? So you can certainly talk about that for a minute. Don't forget to use your good speech sounds. Okay, this is a would you rather. So, if you had to be in charge of something at your house, what would you rather be in charge of? Getting the mail every day? Or would you be the one who's in charge of mowing your lawn if you have a lawn? If you don't have a lawn, then maybe it's the nearest park. Maybe you'd be in charge of mowing the grass at the nearest park. So, I want you to tell me all the reasons. I really think about it because the mail you have to do every day and mowing the lawn, you certainly don't have to do it every day and you only have to do it when the lawn needs to be cut. So that's only really in the warm months. Okay, so you tell me what you think about that. Okay, moving on to the next one. It's a book. So, I want you to talk about a book at your house. So hopefully it's a book that you've read lots and lots of times. Like I've read this book called Even Monsters Need Haircuts lots and lots of times. I'll show you a few pages of it. It's a really good one. And I want you to pretend that there's a sequel. That means that there's a book that comes after this book. I want you to tell me what you think could happen after this story ends. So in this story, a boy goes out in the middle of the night and he cuts Monster's hair. And then he goes back home and his dad is a barber, and the last page you see that the dad is reaching for something that says Monster Tonic. So for the sequel, wouldn't it be funny if the dad saw the Monster Tonic and figured out that the boy had been sneaking out of the house and cutting the hair of monsters? All right, so that would be a good second book for Even Monsters Need Haircuts. You get the idea? Pick a book at your house and think about what could happen next. All right, so the next one is our art challenge. So I gotta go back over here. Remember when we did this before? I gotta get what I need. I need water. Sorry if this is making you dizzy. I need water and paint. Okay, last time I made a tree and a sun. What could I make this time? Okay, I think I have an idea. All right, so the whole idea here is for me to tell you what I'm doing while I'm doing it. Okay, and maybe you can even guess what it is. Maybe when you play this or do this activity at home, you could have someone guess what you're doing. All right, I started with this red circle, and now I'm gonna take orange and I'm gonna make it go up, down, up, down, up, down. I'm gonna do it again over here. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Can you see? Do you know what it is? Okay, now I'm gonna fill that up, down, up, down, up, down part in. I'm gonna do it with some fast strokes. Zoomy, 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 zoomy. Zoomy, zoomy, zoomy. Okay. Now I'm gonna get some blue. And with the blue, I'm gonna make a triangle. And on the top of the triangle, I'm gonna make lines. And I'm gonna make 2 dots here. And a U here. All right, can you tell what I did? It's a clown. Oh, I'm gonna fix them up. Not that it really matters, and yours doesn't have to be perfect, but I just want to make him look a little happier. All right, good. So, in your activity, I want you to get out some paints if you have them, and I want you to paint a picture, and either take your time and paint everything, and then describe it to someone else, or do what I did and talk while you're doing it. Okay, next we're going to talk about a movie. Okay, maybe you can find a box in your house that contains a DVD. And maybe it's a DVD that you've never seen before. Maybe you can make the story or the plot of the movie. Pretend that you are the movie maker. What would the storyline be? Okay, so this is Fat Albert. And I think that this storyline could be that this guy has a bunch of friends and he's happy, but all his friends kind of are the same. And he wants to go out and find a friend that is different. So notice they all are boys and they all have the same color skin. So wouldn't it be great if they branched out and met someone who's different? So that would be a really great movie, I think. And yeah, maybe you can find, again, a DVD and you make up what you think the story could be. Okay, now we're going to move on to our building activity. Today it's not so much building as creating. I'm going to try to create a scene with magnets. All right, while I do this, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing, and you can do something similar at home. Now, I do realize that you might not have magnets, but maybe you have stickers or stamps, or maybe even you could go find a magazine or a cereal box and cut out some things and make a little scene. Okay, so I'm going to dump mine out in front of me. Here they are, and I'm going to make a little picture what you're seeing. So I think, ooh, I love this tiger. I think I'm gonna make a tiger go here. Yeah. And the tiger is looking like it wants something, so I'm gonna move him over here, make him stand up. And the tiger wants, ooh, an ice cream. I'll put that on there. What else could be part of our scene? Ooh, a tree. Yeah, maybe the tiger is by a tree. So I can add that. And what else would be a good part of the story? Ooh, maybe there's a kite in the sky. Ooh, maybe the zebra needs to hide from this tiger. A good idea, zebra. Hopefully the tiger's thinking about the ice cream instead of you. Okay, so you get the idea there. Use stickers, stamps, whatever you want. Make some choices, make some decisions, and talk about what you're doing. Remember, the whole idea is to keep your speech at its best. So whatever sound you work with me on, make sure you're doing that all the time while you're doing these activities. Okay, next picture. This is a man in his yard. I want you to tell me about the outside of where you live. Maybe you live in an apartment and you want to tell me all about the other buildings nearby. Or maybe you live in a house and you want to tell me about how you have a yard that has a bunch of toys in it. Or maybe you have a swing set. Let me tell you a little something about my yard. It's kind of gross. My yard has rabbit poop all over it. There are so many rabbits in our neighborhood right now. It's making us crazy. So yeah, that's my backyard. And now we're moving on to the most awkward of our activities, the song. Okay, so last time I did techno and it was awful. Let's see what we're gonna do this time. We'll move it to hip hop. And our song will be
ready?
Twinkle Twinkle Little
Let's
Star.
jam.
Okay, let's see what this sounds like.
Let's
Okay,
jam again later.
so you have to sing a song that you know. I know Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. The whole idea was to make it a little bit hip-hop. So now things get weird. Here we go. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Nope, that did not sound like hip-hop, not at all. But I want you to sing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star a couple times through, please, and make sure that you say all your sounds just right. Okay, so we've done it. We did 4 rounds of these crazy activities. Stick with me because this is how we are getting it done, making sure that you say your speech sounds in activities where you have to think about what you're going to say and how you say it at the same time. Thanks. See you next time.